Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It's Monday, November 8th, 2021. Welcome back, everybody. It's good to be back. It's a very interesting Monday to open up. Ethereum surging to new all-time highs. Bitcoin making a bit of an uptick today as well. Also looking poised to set new all-time highs this weekend. Some exciting price action over the weekend. Some epic FUD. That infrastructure bill passed with a very dangerous provision for the crypto industry here in the U.S. What to make of all of it? Apparently, Bitcoin bucks all trends and is going to be very well in new all-time high territory. Bitcoin or Ethereum aiming for that 5K, and we've got our lead analyst on the case today. We got Alex here. Alex, my man, how are you doing this afternoon? Are you excited about the price action as I am?
Yeah. I mean, I would be more excited if there had been also shorts that I was in, but I'm also gonna make money if the price goes up. So yeah, I'm excited.
All right, wonderful. Let me just tweak that mic a little bit. A little peaky there, but
Actually, let me go grab the snowball. One second.
oh, okay. Let's do that. I think the viewers and the listeners will greatly appreciate the enhanced fidelity that one of those snowball mic bring. Let me see here. Yes, guys, we of course have a 90 minutes in store for you today. A very exciting 90 minutes of crypto content, news analysis, markets, TA, you name it. We've got it for you today. Gonna review, of course, that infrastructure update and a few other stories as well. Alex, I can hear, is getting his new mic set up. Looking good.
Is that better?
Much better. In fact, I'm going to lower your volume just a touch. Let me hear you speak again.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Wonderful. All right. Alex, fidelity sounds so good. Exceptional mic quality with that thing. Please always use it. I'm sure the audience is...
I am right there in the room with you.
Word. All right. Let's do it, guys. We got 90 minutes in store for you. We're going to go over from this intro. We're going to cover a bit of news before we dive into the bubbles. It's mighty green out here in the alt space today. Going to review some of the hot coins of today. Before, of course, we shout out the audience. Then we're going to get into the TA portion of the show. Alex is going to run through his daily scan of the markets, including traditionals. Very curious what's going on out there across major indices and beyond. And after that, of course, we are going to get into the chart request portion of the show, guys. We'll get into quite a few chart requests today. Don't overwhelm us, but we'll probably knock out a few. Let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. This first piece is from Forbes. Ethereum and Bitcoin surge towards record highs as the crypto market passes $3 trillion. That's right, guys. Very green day, very monumental day here in crypto this November the 8th. $3 trillion market cap. Remember this. Crypto market rushed past $3 trillion in combined value Monday morning as major tokens, including Bitcoin and Ethereum, pushed towards record highs, building on growing momentum and interest in meme coins and cryptocurrency-based products. All right. The remainder of this, of course, is just coverage of price action. So, of course, we will be covering all that and more in a few minutes. But this is merely for the recapping the major headline of the day, guys. $3 trillion market cap, new all-time highs on the majors. It's a wonderful day. Daily HODL. House passes massive infrastructure bill with the crypto provision attached. U.S. House of Representatives have passed a $1.2 trillion infrastructure package, including a provision for the crypto industry. The bill, which was passed in a 228 to 206 vote, will now be sent to President Biden's desk for approval, including a clause that would expand the definition of broker in the tax code to include any person for consideration is responsible for regularly providing any service effectuating transfers of digital assets on behalf of another person. So basically, damn near anybody could fall under the term a broker, right? Everyone from even the software developer who coded your open source wallet, yes, potentially even them, highly highly troublesome language. The change will come into effect starting 2024, so I guess we have some breathing room even if it does come and be signed. Would force crypto exchange platforms to record and submit all transfers of digital assets to the Internal Revenue Service in a similar fashion that traditional stock exchange companies do. In August, Republican Representative Tom Emmer of Minnesota raised concerns that the language of the bill would include key players in the crypto space, such as software developers or validators who do not fall within the scope of a so-called broker defined in the traditional financial realm. And according to a DC-based crypto legal expert, Jake Chervinsky, the new legislation may not bode well for crypto industry, but notes that there are still significant details that have not yet been worked out. He says, yes, the crypto provisions are just as bad as they were months ago. Yes, the impact of the Section 650I has been underexplored. No, you don't need to call your reps. The political reality is it's out of our hands now. Importantly, nothing will happen right away. The crypto provisions don't go into effect for a number of years. We'll try to get them repealed or amended before then. They also need rulemaking from the Treasury to define their scope. We'll be active in that process, said the gentleman here at the DC-based crypto legal firm. All right. Interesting stuff indeed. Maybe this is why the market hasn't melted down into dizzy. Maybe just because Bitcoin, you ban Bitcoin, the price goes up. Maybe this is just how one of those consequences. But with that said, it seems like no one is, I guess, too panicky today because, well, still has to be signed by El Presidente himself and go into effect much later. And as you can see, a bunch of other bureaucracy attached. And really, there's too much. Seems like too much inertia in the crypto space. It seems like we are in the path to crypto acceptance rather than any kind of draconian outlying, right? So I don't know, Alex. What do you think? You think any of this will really come to pass? Any substance to this, FUD?
Don't know. It's just too hard to say.
Maybe it'll be a combination of the two, right? Maybe the system will embrace crypto, but it'll come with an insane amount of KYC strings attached, and it'll just be a reality. I mean, the fact is, I'm not a cyber criminal, and I do my taxes, and if I have to, I kind of file my things accordingly with laws and regulations, and so. I guess if the price for pumping my bags is compliance with the financial system, because I've mostly complied with the existing financial system, yes, dare I say it, I'll sell out if it means my bags pump. I guess I'm a pragmatist. What can I say? But with that said, guys, that's a little update on the infrastructure provision that passed, I think, late Friday. We spoke about it on Friday afternoon during the course of the show. With that said, let's continue. This piece from the Block Crypto. Treasury sanctions yet another crypto exchange while the Department of Justice indicts 2 ransomware operators. Let's take a look what this is about. Treasury has pushed ahead a flurry of new sanctions on ransomware ecosystem. It's about time, I guess. In addition to designating ChatX, never heard of that, ChatX, they have named 2 ransomware operators to have specifically designated nationals that on the specially designated nationals list. Okay, Department of Justice also announced indictments of those 2 operators, one of whom is currently in custody in Poland today. All right, so it seems like at least they're cracking the whip on what could have been some. Looks like they were tracking illicit funds from dark web markets as well as some cyberware attacks. All right, I'm not going to bore you guys with too many details, but it seems like yes, in this case. There might be finally getting their hands around somebody, some perp somewhere, maybe reading justice today, and along with some exchanges. Ones I've never heard of. I'm sure these are some shady ones that you probably only get linked to and recommended on dark web markets, but I guess their days were numbered. And then when you attack critical infrastructure in the U.S., yes, the Treasury has a way of getting their tentacles around you, even if you're sitting rotting in a Polish jail cell. All right, not too much here. Let's go into the next piece. Bitcoin near 70K. Hell yeah, it does. Continue to the next piece here. Whoa, what is this? What is playing here? Oh, damn, that tab just started playing some classical music. Let's close that tab. Let's get to this next piece. FTX CEO, social media on the blockchain could be absolutely huge. All right, well, tell me something I don't know. Have you heard of Steam?
Yeah.
FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried thinks that applying blockchain technology to social media could be a big opportunity. Speaking at Breakpoint in Lisbon, Crypto Billionaire said, I think social media on the blockchain, I continue to think this could be absolutely huge. I think it solves a lot of existing pain points, which are really coming to the forefront of society right now. Sam Bankman-Fried added that this would require a way to exchange messages in a secure and private way, one that could be accessible to
Total
multiple,
nothing burger story. I mean, Sam
basically.
Bankman-Fried's not a social media expert,
Indeed. And
or frankly, a blockchain expert.
indeed.
He's, he's like he does trading and he runs a fund.
And there's just a lot of startups in this domain currently trying it. So I'm sure we'll even see a pitch one day from that ecosystem that is all things SBF. All right, let's go ahead and get to the next piece because it's indeed not very substantive. And also, I must say that we have these things, and users aren't necessarily like attracted to crypto or blockchain-based social media platforms. People kind of like the existing formats. People don't necessarily even want to get paid to blog or do Reddit, right? People do this for clout, and generally these Reddit and these other platforms, I don't know, they're kind of averse to the crypto space. So it's like, yeah, on the surface, you'd think that social media would be great to implement with maybe blockchain, especially pay tokenize your activity on there and get you paid. No, I think people are actually quite averse to that. I don't feel like maybe you have to turn some kind of corner. You have to reach some kind of breakthrough socially. But right now on the internet, I just don't think that shit floats. With that said, let's get into the next piece. Crypto Slate, U.S. agency FBI gives tips on dealing with the rise in the crypto ATM fraud. I love kind of just recapping security alerts. I'm sure most of our people in here are pretty wise, but this is indeed one that's cropping up. U.S. law enforcement agency FBI has posted a warning about a new type of crypto scam that's gaining popularity. It involves the scammer convincing a victim to put cash into a crypto ATM to send funds via QR code. Right, so guys, in case you haven't heard this one before, I'll summarize it very quickly. These are quite prevalent in my area. If you have Bitcoin ATMs in here, you might see this as well. There's usually like stickers and alerts all over the ATM saying, do not come here and deposit money after receiving like a scam phone call, right? Because that's pretty much what it is. It's these fraudsters. They'll contact you and they'll say, hey man, if you pony up the money, we'll make the problem go away. And before, they used to like people to go and getting gift cards. They used to rip people off using gift cards. They'd get you to go to the store and get like $1,000 worth of gift cards and read them back the codes. That whole fraud scheme has now shifted to crypto ATMs. They just tell you, yo, go to the ATM, put this address in, and drop $1,000 in cash or whatever the scam is. And people are doing that. So just guys, as a warning, maybe even inform your loved ones, your relatives, your friends, your family this holiday season. This is a common one. It's not going to probably get you guys, but maybe people around you, this is increasingly becoming a scam. Tell them to avoid, phone call fraud. I guess these different types of fraud. Ones where they get you going to a crypto ATM to deposit. Avoid that at all costs, guys. You can get crypto from the ATMs. Just go avoid these types of scams. Don't need to add too much more to this piece. You guys get the idea. And even FBI is warning you about this today. Again, I'm in Canada, and this is quite prevalent where I am, so this has already been on our radars for at least over a year. You go check out any ATM, it usually has warnings all over it about, please, these are the signs that you are being scammed. With that said, let's go ahead and continue. Next piece. Coinbase launches its wallet as a standalone browser extension. Crypto exchange operator Coinbase announcing Monday its new wallet is now available as a standalone browser extension. Coinbase first introduced a downloadable browser extension of its wallet in May of this year, but that version allowed users to only link their wallet account to the extension, meaning transactions could be initiated directly via desktop but required user confirmation via their wallet mobile apps. This new version is a standalone browser version, allowing users to directly access services such as crypto trading, dApps, and NFTs, all from their browser without confirming transactions on their phone itself. All right, so this is more of a standalone functionality akin to MetaMask. Yes, Coinbase has their own MetaMask-like product now. So there you go, guys. Well, they kind of did. Now it's going pretty much full standalone. The Coinbase wallet sees a big upgrade. I don't know how many people use Coinbase wallet here, but it's decently popular. Somebody who works in an NFT community, I do get a fair number of people coming through with Coinbase wallet questions. So apparently 10% of the market uses Coinbase wallet. Everybody else uses MetaMask. Now there's a big upgrade. There you have it. ZY Crypto. We have one more story. Yeah, actually 15 minutes into the show. Let's get into this one more story here from ZY Crypto. MicroStrategy Saylor reveals the final catalyst for trillions of dollars to flow into Bitcoin. Let's see here. Michael Saylor, tell me. Give me my daily dose of moon juice, I guess. Crypto market has welcomed the approval of Bitcoin futures exchange traded funds, and the launch of the last two in the last month was greeted by accolades from the SEC. But calls have increased for the regulator to allow Bitcoin spot ETFs. During Bloomberg's Financial Innovation Summit, the spot ETF debacle kept coming back up in conversation. Several crypto industry heavyweights expressed their thoughts on the matter. Basically, the two kinds of ETFs are beneficial for institutional investors as they offer regulated exposure to Bitcoin, but they differ in the way that they go about it. Futures ETFs offer indirect exposure by allowing investors, yes, we know all this, to pitch their tent with funds that hold Bitcoin futures contract. Bitcoin spot ETF will, in contrast, hold Bitcoin as its balance. Indeed. All right. So, what does Michael Saylor really have to say on this topic? Anything really remarkable? Let's see here. A Bitcoin spot ETF for Saylor is superior to a futures ETF by all standards. He notes that a spot ETF would mean trillions of dollars flowing into the Bitcoin market. He says, quote, and once these spot ETFs roll, I think you'll see billions, then tens of billions, and then one day hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars will flow into them. Well, there you go. Say no more. Where can I buy more, Mr. Saylor? I'm signed in. You can have my firstborn, Mr. Saylor. I'm fully sold. All right, enough of this. This is not really all that consequential. This blocked out one, shifting 209 million to Helios. Spell trouble for EOS. Yes, this is a little troubling, guys. Here's another installment. We've covered some more troubling news, I guess, or just developments. A little update on EOS last week when we talked about this EOS Foundation and kind of how the community is quite soured on Block.1 and the whole EOS debacle. Now, with that said, Block.1, software company that may have just pulled the rug out from underneath the already troubled EOS community. As per the official announcement, the team has leveraged its EOS holdings for additional growth and opportunities. It officially announced the transfer of 45 million EOS, equivalent to about $200 million, to Helios. Helios, of course, this is a quote from Brock Pierce. Helios takes, is this from? Either way, Helios takes aim at serving the EOS community through several high ambitions, including creating an EOS venture capital fund, facilitating the creation of institutional-grade EOS financial products, supporting the creation of infrastructure, tooling, and documentation for developers, and organizing community events around education, network, and use case development. I mean, for Christ's sake, isn't this what Block.1 was supposed to be doing with EOS? Why do they need this Helios spinoff? I guess I don't quite understand all the details, but let's have a look. It targets to increase public engagement innovations within the EOS community. All right. So meanwhile, crypto billionaire Brock Pierce portrayed his optimism in a tweet stating, "We are excited by this next chapter of EOS, blah, blah, blah." The EOS community didn't reciprocate the same narrative concerning its former developer. One of the reasons why they formed their organization and elected new leadership to revamp the network. Many such concerns were highlighted in an invite-only conference. There is no sugarcoating it. EOS as it stands is a failure, said, of course, Mr. E. LaRose. I mentioned this last week. Last 3 years or so have been dwindling, and indeed Block.1 knowingly misrepresented the capabilities. But I'm curious. I mean, from the sounds, the description of this Helios thing, it seems like it's meant to serve the EOS community through these ambitions and this venture capital fund. But I suppose this, I mean, if the community and the foundation here, and this new foundation, I should say, is at odds with it, maybe I'm a little biased, but I'm keen to side with the community. I'm guessing this Helios thing is not in the whole.
You could do better than Block.1 has done. So, like, whatever anyone does is going to be good compared to just leaving Block.1 to continue to to neglect EOS.
Well, I'm kind of, now more than ever, I'm aching to flip my EOS bags into something a little more productive. Maybe the next visit of $15 or more. Maybe I'll take that opportunity. I don't know. I don't know if I should just flip it now into something that'll perform better. I mean, EOS is up a few percent today, so maybe I'd be choosing the wrong time to exit. But in many ways, I'm a little given up on EOS, and seeing projects like Solana and others outperform it over the last few years. Seems like even the community is coming to grips with the reality I don't want to say it's a technical failure, but in terms of just, success, this one has been underwhelming. All right, with that said, guys, I think that's all I have for the news today. Yes, maybe this piece here, Big Week, says Barry Silbert. All right, Barry Silbert, founder of Grayscale Digital Currency Group, has made a not-so-cryptic, unequivocal statement. Oh, man, a game with the music. Unequivocal statement, going to be a big week, he said on Sunday. Well, we are kind of pushing ahead. So is he hinting that there's going to be a new ETF? A new Bitcoin spot ETF potentially is what this article is hinting at. All right, guys, I don't have time to speculate, but Barry Silbert apparently on Fridays hinting that this is going to be a big week coming up for Bitcoin. Are we in fact going to get a spot ETF? Is the current price appreciation kind of a foretelling of that? Maybe. Daily Hodl. One of the last stories for today. JP Morgan analysts reveal long-term price target for Bitcoin as it might even compete with gold. All right, let's have a look here. Let's see here. According to Business Insider strategist Nicola Panigritziglo, that's a hard one, says that Bitcoin has caught the attention of investors seeking a hedge against inflation. Quote from this gentleman says, the reemergence of inflation concerns among investors during the September-October 2021 stretch appears to have renewed interest in the usage of Bitcoin as an inflation hedge. Bitcoin's allure as an inflation hedge has perhaps been strengthened by the failure of gold to respond in recent weeks to heightened concerns over inflation. End quote. Yeah. Pretty much this is basically Bitcoin's when shines strongest is in this whole inflation narrative. Whether or not that's true, whether or not this whole inflation thing is actually going to come to pass. It pretty much is a perceptive thing. This is the narrative that drives Bitcoin's, I think, big appreciation, the big speculative push, and hell, we got to submit current economic, political, etc. conditions are making things ripe for Bitcoin to flourish under that kind of narrative. Let's see here. According to these analysts, assuming that Bitcoin manages threatening gold as an asset, an upside target is $146,000 in some type of longer-term target. All right, well, I was hoping for $146,000 by end of the year. How about that? Longer term? No. Don't you know we're more greedy, my dear? We're more impatient. We're more greedy than that, my dear JP Morgan analyst. All right. I don't have too much more to speculate. I'm sure we can all throw our own price targets at the wall, can't we? Finally, BZX loses over 55 million USD. And let's have a look here. BZX, is this another disaster striking BZX? BZX's private key was compromised. Holy crap. Over $55 million were stolen so far. Continue to update information as discovered, says the Slow Miss security team. The BZX private key is compromised, over 55 million stolen. Here's the addresses where some of the money was siphoned to. Oof, big oof. All right, well, another day, another security incident. Better duck, I guess. Rest in peace. The BZRX DeFi lending protocol BZX, aka BZRX ticker, once again lost its funds. Team confirmed that on Friday, it appeared that their private key controlling the Polygon and the BSC deployments was compromised. Led to a loss of funds of more than $55 million US. Big oof. Alright. Another day, another DeFi shot fired. Another victim in these DeFi streets, guys. So, gotta play it safe. I know you're yield farming out here, but all types of risks out here. Always gotta be vigilant. Alright. With that said, guys, that's it for the news. We're doing pretty well on time today. Let's go ahead straight into the bubbles. How is the alt space looking today? Well, how about that? Loopring is up big yet again, pushing another 40% day. What's going on at LRC? Up 40%. LRC at nearly $2, $1.83. The surge is real. Basic attention token is up a little over 18%. $1.17. KCS Litecoin up a little over 13% today. CRO token also running well past all-time highs. It's up at over 40 cents US. Yes, all that cash back I was earning for the last few months. It's really, the divs have really paid off. That is if I dump them all right now at this 40 cents. Go CRO go. Phantom, Algo, Blockstacks, Cardano Dash, Maker, Vet, all up a little, almost 10%. It's a decent day. Things are mighty green out here. Are there any losers? Yeah. KDA was pumping pretty good last week. KDA is having about a 7% day of profit taking, and Hex continues its slide. Hex is down almost 10% today. Up at about 17 cents. All right, so with that said, guys, it's a decent day in the alt space. Hope everyone's enjoying a pretty frosty day in terms of gains. Looking good. All right, let's continue into this next piece here. What segment we got next? Oh yeah, it's live chat engagement. Who's kicking it with us in the live chat? Let's go ahead and scroll up here. Here we go. Big shout outs to Ron Legato, first in the live chat today. Big shout outs to Ron. Rhino TD, maybe they have. I'm not sure what you mean. Shout outs to Rhino TD. Kavano Traders, hello traders. Shout outs to Kavano. Mr. Ether, technical double top on Bitcoin. Well, let's hope not. Shout outs to Mr. Ether. Ali over on YouTube, hello everyone. Hello to you. Xavier on YouTube as well. Hello. Ali, how is your perfect week going? Well, it's a couple hours into Monday, and it's looking pretty green. Alex81SG on D-Line. What a great day to be a great day. Yes, I suppose it is. The weather is super nice. For a nice November day, it's actually really nice outside. Rhino TD, I would mention Smoke Hat. Oh, Smoke That. Big shout out to Smoke That. My fellow smoking aficionado. Yes, I do too like to smoke meats over the grill. Low and slow, boys. Smoking all day here. Shout out to Smoke That. Alex81SG. Good to see that infrastructure bill FUD did not yet tank the markets. Everyone knew that regulation was coming. It is what it is. As we just discussed. Not too substantial just yet. Cavano Trades. Snowball mics are dope. Yeah, for the money. As Alex is demonstrating, they sound pretty damn good, right, guys? Franklin MC. Big shouts to you on D Live. Nice and sharp voice coming from Alex, says Ali. Yep, indeed it is. Anthony Cox with a few requests. I'll add those in a minute. Jordan Stotts is with us. What's up? Shout outs to you. Alex1233, good evening. Ali with a set of requests. Hang tight. Alex81, can you look at... Yep, I will. Let's see here. Polly B's with us. Shout outs to Polly. Rune on the daily. Yep, I'll add that as well. Good evening to Rhino. Alex1233. David Rice. Let's see here. Keep in mind, Jack, more regulations also mean less people are going to accept that KYC to start using it. So it's not going to be any pumping of your bags. Not necessarily. I mean, it'd be one thing if they were ratcheting up KYC for crypto and loosening it up for everything else, but that's not where this is going. It's going to be similar regulation, regardless of which payment rail I suppose you choose to take. We had that news we covered just like a couple weeks ago of Dems even floating an idea of the IRS like examining any transaction over $600 that you may take. If we're headed toward a central bank digital currency format, they're going to look and track damn near everything. Overwhelming surveillance might be just the reality, the status quo that we'll have to accept. I'm sorry. And it's this idea that people will be, opting out, opting not to use it, opting not to speculate on the markets and, keep engaged, keep participating in markets because they have to KYC. Yeah, sure, maybe some people will, outliers will, but I think the vast majority of people, they're more than glad to KYC and get their ass on Coinbase if it means, potentially getting exposure to amazing gains, right? All right, enough of that little digression there. Let's see here, Poly B with a request as well. I see that. Anyone get involved in parachain auctions? Which ones are good? Ask Rhino TD, Cavano Trades. I know someone got scammed for a few $1,000s with a Bitcoin ATM scam. Well, there you go, Cavano Trades. There's an example. Why, sometimes you got to get people informed. Don't tell people how much bags you have, how well you're packed. But if they talk about Bitcoin, just be like, yeah, man, get into that, but remember security first. Bore them if you have to. If anything, scare them away. Tell them it's a scary space. They're probably going to lose all their money. As much as I like to onboard new people, most people, let's be honest, you're probably not going to do them any favors. They're probably not going to they're not going to thank you when their bags pump, but they'll be the first to complain as soon as it dips, right? So I think in most cases, you don't have to go proselytizing the Bitcoin ethos. Just tell people to be careful. And DYOR, I guess, when they get into it. That's the best advice you can give them, Kavano. Anyone watch that Kitoba guy who scams the gift card scammers? Ah, yes. I think I've heard of him. As a person who loves trolling the scammers, I do like that as well. Check him out on YouTube, yes. He's hilarious. I love the fake ransomware thing he uses. Indeed. Exceptional at what he does. Cali Guard on D-Live, shoutouts to you. Texas Tesla go around on Twitch. What was the news of LRC? I'm not too sure. GameStop, yeah, that's right. We talked about that. Adam on YouTube told you all we going up. Well, yes, you did, Adam. Anywhere level 2 networks kind of suck. In some ways, they do. Adam, I think we have a short-term top though, and we're gonna get pushed down tomorrow on a little baseline bounce. Yes, I'm not quite ready to fire all lasers at this point. I too am waiting to maybe catch a pullback to long the crap out of this, because I do feel like we're heading up to 70k or more, maybe 85. But I don't know. I need a pullback maybe to the 50s I can catch, because I feel bad aping in tonight. Adam, more signals coming into long. Indeed, another 3-day continuation long signal. Well, there you go. This is where I might get left behind. Anywhere at 75 over 100 greed. Indeed, the greed index right there. Adam, Minx, 3-day continuation signals are actually average though. All right. Peckham 08. Let's go with Litecoin today. I swapped 6 months of Wax P NFT sales into Litecoin. And all my credit cards are paid off in December, and so that's thanks to the CC Black offer. Okay, gotcha. Yes, get your Black Friday offer. It's coming this month. Very excited. That's probably going to get a lot of people got their first bit of premium access. Alex A1SG, looking at BTT. Sure, hang on to that. Last 2 comments. What's this craze over the Travis Scott dude? I'm not going to get into that anymore.
Yeah,
Paranormal.
that's not really what our show's about.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that. Paranormal Debunker, shoutouts to you on... And I see a request. Hang tight. And Sainsy. Sainsy's with us. What's up, peeps? Big what's up to you, Sainsy. Sierra holders, finally. Yes, Sierra holder. Honestly, I'm kind of disgruntled with my CRO experience, but this pump kind of makes up for it. But that, of course, assuming I dump all my tokens at the top. Then I'll be... Extra. That'll just really put the cherry in it. Let's see here. Alex1233 requesting TRB. All right. Well, I'll add that one to the request line. But that's it for requests, guys. Big shout-outs to everybody who came through and kicked it with us for this intro segment. Let's go ahead and get into what you're all here for, and that's the high-quality TA, the analysis. So what's on Alex's brain? Let's get into those charts. Let me do it. Alex, if you could be so kind. The man has went live. All right, hopping into that section, and now we are in. All right, looking at the BTC USD 1 hour chart on BitMEX. Everything is aligned and ready. Yes, sorry, the 1 day. Aligned and ready to go. Alex, the floor is yours. I'm going to go grab everyone's requests. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay. So right now we're basically at the previous high and testing it. I think we'll know either later today or tomorrow whether or not we're going to long this area. If we can break above the daily baseline, then everything is all set on our other indicators to initiate a long here. Well, actually we don't have enough momentum yet, but let's assume we probably will tomorrow if we continue onwards here. And then, as I think it was maybe Adam who suggested this, if we pull back in this spot, then we're gonna short into that as a baseline bounce short style trade. That is a possibility. We could be rejecting from this area. Right now, we're at the resistance. We'll see what happens here. It's the 4 hours. You can see we are going to be getting an exit signal here when it closes in an hour and a half. So at the very least, if you took along from this area back up to the top, now could be a good time to take profits, if you ask me. and then just kind of wait to see what happens. If we close back above here like 67,000, then Bitcoin is likely to continue onwards. Ethereum, well, it looks pretty strong here. Got a pretty clear trend. So as long as we hold this uptrend, I think an Ethereum can keep going. Here we go. Bitcoin dominance finally seeing a tick up here. We were kind of expecting it a little sooner. There does appear to be a break in the downtrend here. So I guess this is good for Bitcoin against the alts. Uniswap perp continues to kind of consolidate here. Potentially ready for another move upwards. Dragon perp looking strong. Likely to continue its move towards this area of resistance. DeFi perp looks strong here. Wow. Privacy perp continues to struggle. Exchange perp is, I would classify this as another area of liquidity right here. You can see. Look at BNB real quick. BNB is one of the strongest pairs in the exchange perp. I see this isn't really a great place to be a buyer for BNB, right? This is like a retest of the previous high currently. I mean, we definitely saw things make new highs over the last few weeks. I mean, AVAX made new highs, like Ethereum's making new highs, all sorts of things made new highs. I'm not saying BNB can't make a new high here, but this is just not an area that you would want to long from. You want to wait until you like burst out and make that new high. All right, now I'm convinced. You enter, or you watch this and then it turns out that we don't break through resistance, which more often than not we don't break through resistance or we don't break through support, right? Usually price is ranging, so it makes sense to not want to long this area. Oh, shit perp is giving us a continuation signal here. Mid perp looks pretty good. This will likely follow everything else. Alt perp may just make new highs here. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, arguably we've broken the weekly downtrend, right? I mean, let's just draw this out. Well, we just closed this candle yesterday. Huh. Well, that's very interesting. Okay, crypto up, dollar down, right? Let's see. Dollar down. All right, so here we break the downtrend on the dollar, come back up, retest resistance again, and we appear to have a relatively strong rejection, almost a baseline bounce short style trade. You can see we kind of push up with a little bit of momentum here, and then we reject and finish with the rest of this downward movement here. Let's look at the weekly. All right, so we just closed this weekly candle last week here, where we couldn't make it over this resistance area. Okay, this is potentially good, right? If we can just get the dollar to continue moving down over the next few weeks, then Bitcoin and crypto can just do its new all-time high thing. And we can make a buttload of money. All right, dollar down, traditional markets up. Let's see. Yeah, technically, right? So we gapped up today, and then we just kind of traded down all day long. That's not necessarily bad. I mean, we see that sort of thing happen. Gap up, trade down, up, up, up. So you see. NASDAQ. This is kind of a weak candle here, right? Yeah, it's not notable per se, but it's not strong. Just keep our eyes on this. S&P 500 gap up, trade down again today. You would just call this trading sideways, essentially. Okay, so just kind of a good day on traditional markets. Let's see what commodities and world markets are doing. Gold. This is a strong close above 1800. I'm willing to take this. I think this is a good gold long finally. All right, this isn't a long on my system because we had too bullish a move yesterday or on Friday to really be able to catch this. But I think you can enter this. We've got a break of the more immediate downtrend here. It's like kind of a slightly more parabolic downtrend. Yeah, I like this gold long. At this point, with this consolidation near the lows, I'd be willing to take gold back. Once again, at least to 1950. Probably retest the highs, right? We tried low, push, 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 push over the span of like almost a year here. We couldn't make any new lows on gold. We couldn't really get below $1,700 here. Well, if price can't go down, it must go up. That's what we're going to look to see happen here. What's this? What is this? Weird. Okay. Yeah, definitely moving up here. Silver. Well, we were already anticipating this move upwards on silver, and we're starting to produce a nice little inverse head and shoulders pattern here. But as long as we were closing above $23, you guys will remember, if we can close back above 23, then we can move back up. And as long as we're below 23, then we want to be short. We want to be sellers down here because it's likely to go further. So once we close back above 23, we became longs, and we're waiting for at least this move towards 26. But likely we could see a move all the way back towards the highs. This is also not unexpected. We've been kind of killing it with palladium. So we were anticipating this move downwards all the way from these highs. Took profits in this area and then waited to see some sideways movement followed by a move to retest resistance. So this is what we're looking for right now. Yeah, I would definitely prefer to be long palladium in this spot and then look to be taking profits around the 2400 area. It's a nice 20% move. Not nothing in the commodities markets. You know, it's a little confusing. We were looking at platinum last week, and it looked like we had really rejected from resistance here, and yet we're challenging it again today, very strongly. I think with the way the rest of the precious metal markets look, it would make more sense to look to be long platinum here, at least towards, looking at this, at least towards maybe $1,100. I think it makes sense. Copper, I think this is a great place to take copper long again and look for another retest of the highs. We've got this break of the downtrend. Retest of the local point of control. So I think this makes a lot of sense. It's kind of an easy trade setup too. You look to take it long, you put your stop below here, and then it's, you know, it's very nice risk to reward, right? You're looking to take it here. Your risk is like this little area between here and here. Brent crude, huh? My gut tells me that this is probably an area to short into. So I see this as a rejection from this high right here. So we closed last week back below this high right here. This high is close of 83 or 84.56.1. We close back below 83 here. Yep. So I think it makes sense to short into this push. On the daily, we would treat this like a baseline bounce short. Well, I mean, if it moves up there. But like, either way, we're looking for like a continuation short here to catch. And we already have this weekly exit signal that we got last week. Corn, it's fine. It's already had a breakout. It'll move upwards. We just need to be patient with it. We're already in profits. Natural gas. This looks like a pretty strong rejection. Oh, that's actually, like, look at this on the weekly. It's actually a lot of absorption, right? Yeah, I wouldn't do anything with it here. Well, I guess we're still waiting. And that's why we wait for the break. Nothing really to do here on sugar. Wheat has had a strong weekly close and a strong monthly close. Last month, right here. I think we should see more upside. You know, there's like no resistance overhead right now. So I think we can move up to $8, $9. Okay. Aussie 200, kind of hanging out below resistance still. We've seen much stronger markets in other parts of the world. The U.S., obviously, all our markets have been making all-time highs. I'll point out some other ones we go through the list, but this is actually a lot of weakness I see here. What's our weekly look like? Right? I mean, all we've done is kind of trade down and sideways over the past few months. We're still underneath resistance. We're still underneath our weekly average. It's not great. China 50. I'm long biased in this area as long as we're staying above this previous area of resistance turn support. I know everybody has been very bearish on China and the emerging markets, but I think China can make it. I mean, call me crazy, but they seem to be doing they seem to have done a pretty good job over the past 30 years or so. So maybe they can survive like a few more months, right? Maybe they can go up. So the monthly here. Yeah, I'm telling you, it makes a lot more sense to be long in this area than it does to be short. France, here's a good example of something that was a lot stronger than the Australian economy, right? So this is actually was very similar looking for a hot minute. Again, this spot where we had this consolidation and then a downtrend. Here's consolidation, downtrend. But then when we break up here on France, we really push up hard when we don't on Australia. Well, see, this is why we keep track tabs of resistance, and when we get weekly closes above them, we look to be long. So far, we're getting good follow through on this break of resistance. We can keep going. Much like China, I think it makes more sense to be long Hong Kong here than short Hong Kong here. But I don't really have a strong opinion. UK has made new highs, but it's struggling. I wouldn't really do anything with it. India is just kind of unstoppable. I guess India can keep going. Kind of in the middle of our trading range here for Japan 225. I wouldn't do much with it here. I really think I'd like to see a pullback below these lows and kind of flush everybody out. Just right down here to the 25,500 range. See this volume right here? I think that's what I'd like. We are buyers here. It's too confusing. Normally I put buy here instead of like I'm a buyer here. And so now it looks weird to me. So I'm just going to change it back to buy here. But you guys know what I'm saying. Like I'm a... Good. Damn it. Everything's so difficult. All right. Anyway, I think this makes a lot of sense. So obviously this is invalidated if we start to make new highs on Japan 225, but to me this doesn't look super strong, right? Like I showed you some stronger world market charts, like France's chart was pretty strong. Taiwan's chart was pretty. Singapore's chart was making new highs. Japan's not, right? Japan's just kind of trading sideways really for the last almost year. Right now, it's the same price it was on February 8th. That's kind of sad, right? If you're like a Japanese stock market participant, you basically made no gains all year long right now. Netherlands is a lot stronger here than Japan was. We are starting to get a little bit of a pullback here. We could get a bearish divergence. Wouldn't necessarily say this is a place to long Netherlands, but for the most part, this is strong. Here we go. Here's Taiwan. At this time, I think it makes a lot of sense to look for new highs. You know, these are officially higher lows right here. We got slower low, which caused us to look to short this third high, which we did. We shorted again here. And we ended up taking profits on the break of this downtrend here. If look, I mean, we gotta eventually break down, right? Because remember, if we can't go down, then we must go up. So this is our higher low here, and then slightly higher low here. All right. Here we are above our 3-day moving average. Starting to challenge the weekly. Well, this is only day one, but of this weekly candle. This time, I think it makes sense to look to take it upwards. All right, bonds. Previous support becomes resistance. Are we like trapped under here? It doesn't look great. A similar thing happening here. Yeah, bonds just not doing well today. Russell 2000, a new high today. What was I talking about that day? Huh, was that a speculative, like, you know, here's something, maybe we'll see something like this, huh? That would be crazy. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'll have to like go back and rewatch that day. I have no idea like what this was about. We were talking about. Okay, guys. Well, that's really all I have to talk about on world markets. Things actually look overall kind of bullish in the aggregate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Precious metals look good. Lots of commodities are strong in this spot. World markets are a mixed bag, but I guess that's to be expected. The dollar's pulling back, which is good for crypto. So overall, if we hold these highs at all today on Bitcoin and Ethereum, then I don't see why they can't just keep going.
Indeed. All right. Well, guys, let's go ahead and get into the request section of the show. We're right at the top of the hour, leaving us about 30 minutes to power through these requests. We got a generous amount today. Let's see how many of these we get through. No promises, no promises. All right. Let me go ahead and put the first request up on screen. Here we go. All right, putting this away and revealing the first request of the day. Here we go. It comes from Anthony Cox on YouTube. Anthony writes, can we look at KDA, Polkadot, and QNT? Well, I don't know if we can do all three, but Alex, KDA dot QNT, any of those sound good to you? Um, are you just still collecting your thoughts, or did you go mute? Alex, are you still with us?
Oh shit! I've been talking.
Oh.
Has anybody not heard anything?
No. I thought you were collecting your thoughts for a while, and then at one point, I realized something must be wrong.
All right, let's go back to Kadena. All right, basically, I said that we're still holding our uptrends here. We have an exit signal on time transformation. You might want to take some profits here, but as far as like dumping an entire position, I mean, I would probably wait until we saw a break of a major uptrend and then consider it. Let's go back to DOT. We do have a continuation long signal today on DOT if we close like this. So at this point, with holding a break of the previous high, holding our uptrend, making continuation long signal, there's not much more you can ask for as far as wanting to be able to stay in DOT here. All right, what was the third one?
QNT.
I mean, it could be an interesting reversal play, but I would rather buy something stronger, wouldn't you? Why not buy something that's like making new highs? Not like sitting beneath the daily baseline. What's next?
All right, let's go ahead and get to the next request. Big shout out to Anthony Cox on YouTube. You got your 3-packer requests to look after today. Let's get into the next one. Ali on YouTube posts the following. AVAX Bitcoin. I hit TP1 and 2 and very close to 3. What should I do? Sell the remaining 20% of the resistance or let it ride? All right, AVAX Bitcoin.
Well, I guess I would have preferred to know your time frame, but I think it makes more sense to take your profits. What time frame are you trading on?
Yeah, Ellie, do tell what time frame is this trade on?
Yeah, because I mean, if you're on the daily, then maybe we can keep moving up. But if we're talking about like a lower timeline frame, like the 3 hour or the 4 hour, this looks kind of like a strong rejection to me. I'd probably be taking my profits now. But on the daily, we could probably wander down and then wander back up and retest the highs. So, yeah, it's really going to depend on your time frame, man. If you already hit 2 take profits, then maybe just like find a new trade instead of trying to eke out more profits on 20% of this one. What's next?
All right, let's continue. We have the following. So that was a look at AVAX for Ali. Also wants to look at Badger. Badger USDT is a break of the downtrend question mark. All right, Badger USDT. Less than 10 minutes to go for the D Live Chest.
I mean, what time frame are we talking? Because I don't really see a downtrend to break. So I guess if we're talking 4 hours, then yes, obviously so. But on higher time frames, what downtrend? Could be an interesting long signal today. And here we are. We're above 0 on our oscillator. We're crossed up. Waddle likes it. Below the qualifying line. Lower baseline. Could make sense for long here. What's next?
All right, wonderful. That was a look at Badger. Let's continue. We got these two for Alex81SG. Can you look at AXS and EOS? I'm looking to long at the daily close. EOS looks better, but I've got WADA flashing on AXS. All right, so he wants to long one of these two. Which looks better?
I mean, I don't think AXE looks that good today. We've got an exit signal on time transformation. We've got petering out momentum here on the daily. I mean, if you're taking this just because of a WADA signal, it's probably not enough. And then
EOS.
what was the other one?
EOS, yes. EOS look like a stronger long.
I mean, WADA also doesn't really like this, but I think it does look like a stronger long in the sense that, I mean, you can see we've really tried pushing down in this area. We pushed hard over several weeks of selling, actually, and so far we managed to be holding pretty strong here. Yeah, I think it could make sense to be long EOS in this area. And you just have your stop pretty tightly right below this low. And I think there's really high risk to reward here because, frankly, if we move up here, we're probably just going to keep moving up. This will probably, if we break up here on EOS, then I doubt we'll ever see below $4 again on EOS. With how much consolidating this has done. Oh well. What's next?
So you're saying there's a chance. All right. Well, that was a look at EOS and AXS for Big Alex81SG in the chat. Let's go ahead and get into the next one. In just a few minutes to go for the live chest. Polly B requesting RUNE on the daily.
Doesn't look that strong to me. Right now, it's nothing to do with it. It's like literally inside our no trade zone, but it's almost a short. What's next?
Yeah, you'll have ruined the day you bought that one. All right. Go ahead and continue the next one. We got UNCX. UNCX for Poly B. UNCX USDT. What is UNC?
Really recognize that one.
Let me go Take a deeper look. UNCX. This the Unicrypt, which would make it a Ethereum-based token. Top train pair Uniswap.
Okay.
You know what to do.
Yeah, it looks pretty strong here. Looks like weekly downtrend is broken. If you're in it, I would probably keep riding it, but it looks a little overextended for my taste, for me to buy here. Yeah, Paulie B, if you're in it, I'd say you should probably stay in it. What's next?
Alright, wonderful, Paulie B. That is your look at UNCX. Alright, what do we got next? BitTorrent token for Alex on the live chat. BTT it is.
I mean, it's just kind of sideways right now. I think we could get a continuation long signal out of it. I would count that as a continuation signal. And you could take this at least to the retest of like 5 cents. I might stop pretty tight here. What's next?
Well, shoutouts to Alex81SG for the BitTorrent token request 3 minutes ago for DLive. SUKU for Paranormal Debunker. That's SUKU. Top trading pace, Coinbase.
Oh, is that on Coinbase? I'll check there.
Coinbase followed by KuCoin. Guessing you might have lots of data on Bittrex.
Try Bitfinex. Using no. I mean, it doesn't look that good. And none of these charts we've looked at looked especially special or whatever. I mean, maybe it can go up. Lots of things are going up right now, but I just don't see it. You know, bearish divergence. Seems like there's some absorption here. Yeah, it just doesn't look that great to me. What's next?
Not feeling it. Continuing into the next request. Alex1233 requesting TRB.
Trip is another oracle. It's kind of been lagging Link in this spot. Maybe this would be a good place to look for a continuation signal. Take this. We'll get it today, but we could get it tomorrow. If we get the continuation signal tomorrow on a break, then I think it could make a lot of sense. Let's keep an eye on it. So if tomorrow, if we get the continuation signal and we break up here, I'm probably willing to take that at least back up towards 120 bucks. What's next?
Brilliant. All right, that was a look at TRB for Alex1233 of the chat. Let's get into one of the last requests of the day. And the DLive chest is going to open in a moment as well. So I'm going to introduce this request and go get that chest looked after. Xavier on YouTube. Can you take a look at Ant and XRP? All right, well, Ant is first. DLive, get ready.
I mean, Ant looks like a lot of charts we've looked at today. It's kind of consolidating sideways. It looks slightly bullish today. We don't even have a continuation signal. Nothing to really do with it. What's next?
XRP USD.
Continuation signal yesterday here. We could keep moving up. I don't think it looks like especially strong. We have broken the downtrend. That's something. Yeah. Yeah, XRP just, I mean, it's okay. I didn't look especially strong or especially weak, so I just wouldn't do anything with it. What's next?
Big shoutouts to, of course, today's lucky winner of the D Live Lemon giveaway. Looks like it's Crypto Bull 21 taking the first place slot in today's giveaway. Shoutouts to everybody else who got a piece of the action. Rhino TD, Any Word, PDD, and Alex 81SG. All right, good stuff. With that said, let's go ahead and continue into the next request. Who is next up on the board? Only a few minutes left in the show now. Any Word wants to look at BSV. All right. BSV, haven't seen that one here in a while.
BSV continues losing value against Bitcoin. It's not a bad place to be a buyer on BSV perp. But I mean, it's when you look at BSV Bitcoin, I'm just not sure it makes sense. Like, yes, BSV is up today, but it's because Bitcoin's up today. You know, if at some point we manage to turn around on BSV Bitcoin, then we'll talk. Right? Okay. What's next?
Definitely the pair to look after on that one. Big shout out to Anywhere. As you look at BSV, getting into the next request. Link, chain link, the Link USD for Carrie Greenwood. Well, welcome to the show. Be sure to follow and subscribe.
Looks like a strong signal. This is actually kind of what we've been anticipating for a while. Yeah, I mean, your continuation long signal was actually kind of back here, but I think surely you could find a way to sneak in here most likely. I didn't have my stop below this recent low. What's next?
All right, there you have it. There is a brief look at Link. Look at her go. Up next is CLVUSD. Indeed, did I capture that correctly? I think I did. Yes, it's CLVUSD.
I don't really see anything to do with it here. I just probably wouldn't do anything with this trade. What's next?
All right, continuing into the next one. Not much to do on CLV. Shoutouts to Leor Shapira. Sorry if that wasn't the look you were looking for. ACP. ICP is next. Also from Leor wants to look at ICP. All right, ICP USD it is.
I think this looks pretty strong. This is a great place to be a buyer on ICP. I doubt we'll retest that much lower, and we're certainly not going below $40, I think, here. So any place you can get near $50 to be a buyer, because I think we could come back down and retest this area just a little bit. I'd be good to buy it here. Yeah, okay. What's next?
All right, well, that was a look at ICP. Not much more to add to that one. Here we are in the home stretch, guys. Number remaining few requests. Also, ICP from Profit Bear. We just looked at that. But Profit Bear also wants to look at CRO USD. Indeed, let's give CRO a look because I also saw somebody else in the chat asking, is this a good time to take profit on CRO? Is it time to get out or will it go higher? Somebody else in the chat insisting it's going 50 cents. Alex, what are your thoughts?
I'm not sure. Let's do a trend-based fib extension and see what the resistance levels are like. But this is a big move for the last couple weeks, right? We just doubled up here, so it could be good profit taking place. Okay, bottom, top, bottom. Okay, well, basically, if we can hold this level on the weekly, then I think we could go up to 50 cents. As a matter of fact, 56 cents. Yeah, for now, I don't think it makes sense to be bearish on crypto.com here. I certainly wouldn't be a buyer in this spot.
But potentially worth holding on to, and that's all I need to hear.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, yeah. All those cash back dividends I've earned over the last year have really added up, especially with this pump right now. I'm sitting on a small stack and thinking about cashing it out. It would be pretty nice end of the year to get this fat of a bonus from all the shopping over the course of the year. All right, locking in those profits on CRO soon. Let's get into the next request. Yes, CLV we already looked at. So that only leaves one of these. Leor also said, if there is time, HNT, please. Don't want to take up other people's requests, though, but I appreciate what you could do. All right, well, we have a few minutes to spare. HNT.
This looks like a really, this looks like a blow off top here. Yeah, man, I'd be taking profits up in this area if you can. Look at that weekly candle last week. On lower time frames, it looks like we come up and retest towards $50. As we do, I would probably be looking to be taking profits there in this area, and then probably expect a bigger pullback over the next few days, back down towards like $30 or so. It makes sense.
All right, that's Alex's take on HNT helium. There you go, my dear Shapira of the chat. Let's get into the next request. This is the final request of the day, guys. Wonderful. We did an absolutely enormous amount of requests today, and we're actually still ahead of the clock. It's really good. What do we have here? It's ALGO. Is it ALGO? Yes, it's ALGO from Mike Maker. Can we squeeze in a look at ALGO? Sure can, Mr. Mike Maker.
It's very interesting. Well, this is starting to look kind of strong. I would at least take this to a retest of $2.30. 240, 245. And then we'll see if we make new highs or not. But I think at this time, it makes sense to look for that move towards resistance. What's next?
All right, well, you know, that was basically the last request I had logged. Just had to try to sneak in across the line at the very end. I don't really think we have too much time to, do much more charting, guys. I don't want to. Alex did a tremendous amount today. I will merely shout them out. Murdoch the Murloc on Twitch. Shoutouts to you, my man. Coming in a little late with his chilies and Uma requests. Sorry, we couldn't quite get to them. And yes, this new user. Shoutouts to Dr. Cheese Weasel on Twitch. Dr. Cheese Weasel with the banging name. He was asking, is it worth going long on Ethereum? Well, you might have to check back. We do have a replay. You can check on YouTube.
I'll look at it real quick.
Yeah,
is it worth going long Ethereum in this spot?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably not this minute. As you can see on lower time frames, we're pulling back here from 47 to 48. Got a little bit of a downtrend here. Starting to break below our moving average. Maybe it could make sense to buy Ethereum on a pullback. I just kind of wait and see. I just don't think this is the right minute to do it. Okay.
All right, wonderful. Be sure to check, of course, the analysis. I'm pretty sure Alex reviewed Ethereum at the beginning of his TA segment. There will be links or timestamps in the YouTube description below. So, Dr. Cheese Weasel, do mosey on over to our YouTube channel. Just search Cracking Cryptocurrency on YouTube. Do follow, subscribe over there. The replay is available right after we wrap every day, Monday through Friday. You can also, of course, watch us live on there. And, yeah, links to anything we talk about on the show during the news portions also in the description below. So, Dr. Cheese Weasel, look forward to seeing you in there. All right. What else is there left to say? There ain't a whole lot of anything. We're going to be back tomorrow. Jason's going to be holding it down for tomorrow's stream. Look forward to having him on. And that's it. Hope everybody has a great rest of their week. This Monday opened pretty excitingly. Much love to the audience. Last but not least, final words goes to Alex.
Trade safely, guys.
Well said. Peace out, guys. Stay out of trouble.